صلاة القيام أثابكم الله.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. عم يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا إن جهنم كانت مرصادا للطاغين مآبا لابثين فيها أحقابا لا يذوقون فيها بردا
Educate prospective pilgrims about constantly washing their hands. Yeah.
So for prospective pilgrims, Hajj is in August. What is going to happen from now to August is if anybody wants to embark on this holy pilgrimage, is it too late for them to get registered? What process will they have to go through? Can you talk us through that?
Well, this is the time to do it. I mean, it's not too late. We have started. We announced the package, and from the day we announced the package, payment automatically commenced. People are paying through two channels. One, through accredited Hajj agents. Through accredited Hajj agents.
So how do you know they are accredited?
In fact, we have their names. We have a list of them, and in the various Islamic communities across the country, people know them. I wouldn't want to advertise for any of them, but they are there. I mean.
And even though federal investigators aren't calling the bombing a hate crime or an act of terrorism yet, Muslims and other groups say that they are seeing a rising level of hate. Farah Fazal continues our team coverage. Farah?
The Council on American Islamic Relations says they've had more hate messages after the attack on this Islamic center than any attack on any other mosque in the country. And they say those messages are a call to action.
Together, we can. Together, we can. We are a community about love, not about hate. Together, we can.
Standing quiet is not acceptable.
I'm not afraid of Muslims.
Criminal acts
of terrorism.
You hear the voices rising from the steps of a shambled house of worship.
To instill fear, to destroy the unity.
The ones you don't hear in that gathering
They're posting with their own pictures and names.
are finding their voices on the Council of American Islamic Relations, or CARE's Facebook page. CARE says they've never had this many hate messages after a mosque attack until now.
These are specific calls to violence. They're saying we should kill them, they should have killed more, we should pay people who kill Muslims.
CARE's Civil Rights Director Amir Malik says hate can be quantified. CARE's 2017 survey shows between April and June of this year, the organization had a 91% increase of calls of discrimination than the same time in 2016. Those incidents were reported to CARE offices across the country. The survey shows between 2015 and 2016, the incidents were up 56%.
People now, they feel very comfortable expressing their hate.
The Pew Research study of Muslims across the country shows 48% experienced some sort of hate or discrimination in the last year. This FBI's 2015 data says 59% of people were targeted because of their race or ethnicity.
Numbers don't lie.
Malik says the discrimination is systemic and widespread, but it's not always criminal.
It's a loud, ignorant, hateful minority. And most Minnesotans, most Americans are not like that, but they're also quiet.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. The English translation of that is as follows: In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and all praises and thanks do be to Allah, the Lord of the Alameen, the most gracious, the most merciful, the only owner of the day of recompense, the day of resurrection. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us on the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, and not the way of those who have earned your anger and wrath. With that, I welcome you to another episode of the History and Community Life of Diversity in Most Americas in New England. I'm Hassan Rashid, your host, and I'll be here with you for approximately 25 more minutes. It's excellent once again being here with you, and it's also an awful great achievement to come into your lives like we do here daily at CCTV. With that, I welcome you to the international cordial of peace, security, and sanity, and that is in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, first I'd like to start the broadcast with my deepest sympathies and condolences out to all those folks that were killed in the recent Charlottesville man-made disaster, okay, and I'd like to send once again my deepest condolences and grievance out to the families and the folks that were also injured in that affair, that event down there, and especially to the family of Heather Heyer, and that was the woman that was killed by the driver who drove up into the crowd and just carelessly killed someone, and her name was Heather Heyer, and the two officers that were downed in the state government helicopter, and they were Lieutenant Jay Collins and Trooper Burke M.M. Bates, 41. Jay Collins was 48, and 32. Heather Heyer was 32 years old. Once again, my deepest sympathies and condolences to family, friends, and relatives of all those that were killed and all those who were injured down in Charlottesville, Virginia, I guess this past weekend. So we're gonna focus more on that a little later in the broadcast if time permits. But right now, I'd like to remind you that you still have time to purchase your tickets for CCTV's Backlot Barbecue. That's purchase tickets to the Backlot Barbecue. Still have time, so you can either walk in the door here at 438 Massachusetts and get your tickets, Massachusetts Avenue, get your tickets, or you can call Clodagh Drummy at 617-401-4005, or you can email Clodagh at cctvcambridge.org. So once again, if you're interested in tickets to CCTV's Backlot Barbecue that's coming up September 14th. Okay, so you can call Clota Drumby at 617-401-005, or you can email Clota at cctvcambridge.org, or you can walk right in the front door right here at 438 Massachusetts Avenue in Cambridge. So don't forget now, you still have time to purchase your tickets for Backlot Barbecue. Okay, I'd like to get back into the subject matter of this broadcast, and we were focusing on the Charlottesville, Virginia. The USCMO condemns the brutal attack by white supremacists against peaceful protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia. The USCMO is the acronym for the U.S. Council of Muslim Organizations, okay? A coalition of leading national and local Muslim American organizations stands in solidarity with the city of Charlottesville and sends a sincere condolence to the victims and their families, okay? So as you know, on August 12th, hundreds of white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and Ku Klux Klan members held a rally where they clashed with counter-protesters. During the rally, white supremacist plowed his car into the crowd, killing 32-year-old Heather Mayer, Virginia State Patrol officers Lieutenant H.J. Cullen, 48, and Trooper Burke M.M. Bates, 42, were also killed when the helicopter crashed while en route to response to the chaos. So once again, I, and along with the U.S. Council of Muslim Organizations, sent our deepest condolence out to the victims and their families, and victims including those killed and also those who are injured in that affair or that event, okay? CARE, that's the Council of American Islamic Relations, also condemns terror attack on Virginia anti-racist rally, decrees Trump failure on moral leadership, okay? The Council on American Islamic Relations, the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization, condemned an apparent terror attack on anti-racist protesters at a gathering of white supremacists, neo-Nazis, the KKK, and other racists in Charlottesville, Virginia. Okay, so that's another organization that's in their condolence. Okay, so there are several others, but I don't think time will permit me to do them all today. But during the course of the remaining summer, we will try to get some of those, let you hear what some of these organizations are sending their condolence messages out to the victims and their families, etc., etc. Okay, CARE want me to remind you that now, if you see anything, hate crime, maybe homophobic act, something that doesn't look right, or if you're a victim yourself of some type of hate crime, you can file a reported incident to CARE, and they will pursue it for you. They will legally pursue it for you, okay? So here's some information on that. Report incident seeking legal help from CARE Civil Rights Department. The Civil Rights Department of the Council of American Islamic Relations work to protect and extend the civil liberties guaranteed primarily by the Bill of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. They request for legal, your request for legal help for civil rights matters, okay? CARE can only take a limited number of cases with the regrets must turn down some requests even with serious injustice, even when serious injustices has occurred. Generally, CARE represents individuals who have experienced religious discrimination or been targeted because of their religion. We also support other groups' litigation with amicus curiae briefs to educate courts on these issues. So the type of cases that they support are as follows, okay? Freedom of religion, equal protection, due process, freedom from government, misconduct, and freedom of speech, immigration, asylum cases, victim of hate crimes. So if you fall into one of those categories and you have a complaint, you can lodge it with CARE. And the information, that information where you can file your complaint is as follows: www.cair.com/APP. Once again, that's www.cair.com/APP. That's if you have one of the following situations that you're involved in: freedom of religion, complaint, equal protection, complaint, freedom from government misconduct, freedom of speech, complaint, immigration or asylum cases, victim of hate crimes. As you can file that right with care, and they will pursue it. They're your civil rights voice for the Islamic community in North America. Once again, that contact information is www.cair.com//app. Okay. I noticed you probably wondered what was all those introductory videos that we played at the beginning of the show. Well, the first one was a Trawi prayer. That's the glorification of Allah in the past month of Ramadan. And the second one was the brothers out of Nigeria interviewing about the Hajj and what is required to make the pilgrimage of Hajj. And I think the third one was also on racial incidents involving the Muslim communities, hate incidents, whereas you saw in the video, a Muslim mosque was bombed and burned down over in Minnesota. So if time permits, not today, we will get back into that at a later date. But I picked up some information on this Jewish gentleman. He had an interpretation of Hajj and how it's similar to things in the Hebrew Jewish faith. So I'm going to read a little bit to this to you. And if I don't finish today, we're gonna get back at it later. So this is a very interesting article. It's by Robbie Allen S. Mueller, and it was published by Islamic City. Okay, August 2nd, 2017, under category of faith and spirituality. Okay, now, quote, very few Jews realize that for more than 1,000 years, while the Kaaba in Mecca, built by Ibrahim and Ishmael, was polluted by idols, Jerusalem's first and second temple, Beit Muqaddas, Beit Hamikdash, stood, and the Jewish festival of Hag, Sukkot. Now it's Hag Sukkot. Hag is spelled H-A-G, and this is supposed to be the equivalent to a Muslim Hajj. Now, just hold on, I'll finish this. Hag Sukkot was celebrated as a Hajj, a pilgrimage festival in biblical times. The Hebrew word Hag was pronounced Hajj. The word Hajj literally means to set out for a place, okay? The Torah declares, celebrate Hajj Sukkot for 7 days after you have harvested the products of your threshing floor and your winepress. Be joyful at your festival, you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, the Levites, the foreigners, and the fatherless, and the widows who live in your towns. Okay, for 7 days, celebration the festival of your Lord your God at the place the Lord will choose. For the Lord your God will bless you and all your harvesting and all the works of your hand, and your job will be complete. 3 times a year, all your men must appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose, at the Hajj of Matzah, the Hajj of Weeks, and the Hajj of Sukkot. That's be found in Deuteronomy 6, chapter 6, verse 13 to 16. The Hajj of Sukkot was chosen by Prophet Solomon to dedicate the first temple in Jerusalem. King 8, chapter 8, verse 2. Hajj Sukkot was so important during the centuries when Solomon's temple stood that it was very often called simply the Hajj. Okay, 1 Kings 8:3, 8:65, 12:62, Chronicles 5:3-7-8. Perhaps because of a very large number of Jews who came up to the temple in Jerusalem. So we're gonna cut it here, cut that here. But that's very interesting information that shows the similarities and the history of what we know today as Hajj. It goes even further back than the Prophet Muhammad's time. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, okay. I know you're wondering about what's coming up on the 21st, and that's the solar eclipse. It's gonna this year's we can see it right here in North America. So the astronomical new moon is on Monday. That's August 21st, 2017, and August 23rd is expected to be the first day of Dhul Hajjah. Now that's the first day of Hajj. The day of Arafat, the main day of Hajj, expected to be on Thursday, August 31st, 2017, and so is Eid al-Adha, 1438, according to the Islamic calendar, is expected on Friday, September the 1st, 17. So, following its adopted current criteria, the Defeat Council in North America announces that the final determination of date of Eid al-Adha will be contingent on the announcement by the Hajj authorities in Mecca on the day of Arafat. And Eid al-Adha will be on the following day of Arafat. So check your calendars and get all that information straight. Okay, once again, we went through that total eclipse of the moon. How much visibility in Massachusetts? What to know? Here's what Massachusetts residents need to know about the total solar eclipse taking place this month, the first in a century, okay, in Boston. In case you missed it, for the first time in nearly a century, a total solar eclipse will be visible across North America. Monday, that's August 1st, like we said, is when the magic happens, and many are calling it once-in-a-lifetime event. Still, sadly, it won't be completely visible in Massachusetts. Do you have travel plans yet? Okay, the total eclipse viewing quarter, somewhat amazingly called the path of totality, will stretch across 14 states according to the NASA. The first sighting in the U.S. will be in Lincoln Beach, Oregon, 9:05, and the last will be seen in Charleston, South Carolina at 4:05 p.m. according to NASA. So that's a little update on Hajj. And guess what? The crescent moon is out. You know what the crescent moon is? The crescent moon is a symbol of life in Islam, and it's also the official symbol or badge of Islam. Okay, that's the crescent moon, the symbol of life and everything that we have dear to us. So what I'm saying is that the crescent moon is out tonight. The waxing crescent moon is out tonight, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. So if you're sky watchers, there's something out in the sky for you that's very sacred in Islam out tonight. Okay, so you check that one out. Okay, I got another short video for you, and it's hopefully we can get this on and complete it before we go off the air. And I may have something else for you, so hold on. Tolerate me for a little while. I'll get this going. Okay.
In Ohio, an armed man shot a 16-year-old student who was walking home. The student was wearing an Islamic head covering called a kufi, and the perpetrator yelled "terrorist" at him before pulling the trigger. 2016, CARE documented a more than 57% increase in anti-Muslim bias incidents. In that same time period, we documented more than a 44% increase in anti-Muslim hate crimes. Unfortunately, these kind of incidents aren't always perpetrated by individuals. Just prior to the presidential election, we saw a rise in FBI visits to law-abiding Muslims, asking them if they're aware of any possible attacks on the United States. We didn't see the same kind of visits to other communities. As is unfortunately evident, Islamophobic bias continues its trend towards increasing violence. To read CARE's full civil rights report of 2017, go to Islamophobia.org.
Okay, I got a little information I want to pass along here to you, and it's from the Center for Arabic Culture, the Center for Arabic Culture. That's right, at 191 Highland Street. They're calling for summer and fall interns. So if you still have chance, there's employment positions there for summer and fall interns. Summer's not actually gone yet, but the fall is upcoming. So the Center of Arab Culture is hiring for the summer and fall 2017. Please send your resumes and cover letters to aricheh@cabboston.org. That's the Center of Arabic Culture is now hiring for summer and fall interns. So please send your resumes and cover letters to arichehboston.org. That's a call for summer and fall interns. Okay, so there's another opportunity, chance for you to a chance for you to earn some honest income, okay, and then learn some skills, okay, and boost your skill sets. Okay, I want to tell you that tomorrow, the 17th, the latest edition of Spirit Change News comes out. This is with Ali Ressman. She appeared over at the Dorchester Family Shelter recently, and it's on the cover of the last issue. But the new issue of Spirit Change will be out tomorrow. So if you see Spirit Change vendors out there with the papers, I advise you to also to get your copy, because every dollar is important to the homeless. You know that. So if you see the Spirit Change vendors out there, to be out there tomorrow with the latest copies of Spirit Change. And also, if you like to know more about what's happening inside of CCTV, here it is, the Open Studios newsletter, and you can get that right at the front door of CCTV. There's a little stand out there with these Open Studios newsletters, and that's for you. They're free of charge. You don't have to pay on Hassan Rashid. You know, it's always like let me here radio. We never have enough time to do what we would like to, but we're still growing and we're still learning and we're still trying to achieve things for our viewer space, the satisfaction of our viewer space, which is the history, community life, and diversity amongst Americans. And I like to end this program by telling you that the superior wisdom can never be subjected by inferior wisdom. So until next time, I leave you with the greetings of peace in Arabic language, and that is Assalamu alaikum.